got it. All right. I'm going to let Coach Cooley open with a statement, and then we'll move to questions. Raise your hand and I will call on you.
It has been a, today was an interesting day, between, Micah being under the weather really, really bad. So I appreciate our medical staff and Ben. This morning we didn't think he was going to play, and he showed a lot of poise, a lot of leadership. Epps once again, under the weather, down. I mean, it's been somewhat of a frustrating January with coming out of December, coming out of Syracuse, not having the same lineup. So I give our kids a lot of credit. Coming off of a very disturbing loss against a high-quality opponent, for us to respond the way we did today, in particular in the second half defensively. I thought the change of the game was our defensive pressure in the second half, right? We were able to close it out. We had a couple of spurts. We really showed our youth with under 5 minutes to play. A couple of bad turnovers, a couple of missed opportunities there. But when you're building and growing, you got to expect something like that. But these two guys here, I can't say, I've been blessed to be a head coach for 19 years. I've been in high major basketball for 28. These are two of the best defensive players I've coached. On the ball, off the ball, freshman, senior. I don't know if there's a better 1-2 combination in the country defensively as far as in being connected. He's like a blanket. And I say that with all due respect to all the great defenders around the country and in our league. It's actually fun to watch. You know what I'm saying? It's fun to watch. Now we got to score the ball a little bit. I'm glad we got over 70 today, right? It was like, thank God. It was, but it was really good. I'm really proud of, Curtis came off the bench and gave us incredible energy, in particular on the ball. Drew Fielder made some timely shots. I like Caleb's energy, right? Caleb, and we didn't shoot the ball well. I think we're 2 for 17. They made some really deep threes late. I thought they made three or four threes in the second half. But overall, it was a really good team win, and it's something we desperately needed coming off of back-to-back tough losses. So looking forward to, giving our men tomorrow off and then another short turnaround with another team that'll be well rested. 3 out of the last 4 opponents coming off a bye, preparing for Georgetown. That's what the schedule says, and that's what we got to be prepared for, as the Cintas Center is one of the hardest places in the country to play.
Let's open questions with Gene Wong from the Washington Post.
And how much of a point of emphasis was attacking the paint and being aggressive there? 52 paint points tonight, especially coming off the St. John's game.
Well, I mean, it's something that we watched, right? And again, in their ball screen coverage, it's something that, I thought our staff did an incredible job pointing out in the preparation. Kenny Johnson was the lead, scout on this game, and a lot of input from the rest of the guys as we prepare for it. It's, we watch film 15, 20 hours, on an opponent, as a staff, and try to really break it down. That was a heavy, heavy emphasis on the deep drop, and that's where we got a couple of threes off by Fielder, right? And I thought that was a game changer for us. That gave us a lot of energy on that right there, but it definitely was a point of emphasis.
Thomas, same thing for you. Just your thoughts on how you guys performed in the paint today with 52 points, so kind of dominating that part of the game.
I think we attacked the rack well. Micah being able to go downhill with his size, it helps us a lot. It gets the big to step off me a little bit. He can also drop off the pass to me as well. So I think us getting to the paint is helping us a lot as well, because we have shooters on the outside that can also spray. So I know we didn't have a good shooting night tonight, but that's like the usual what we do. So.
All right, we're gonna go to Patrick Stevens with discourse, and then up to Marcus Washington.
For both Micah and Thomas, did it seem like it had been a month since you guys had gotten to 70 points, and just what did it kind of feel like out there offensively? Did you feel like things were moving a little bit better and setting up a little bit better today?
Yeah, I feel like a month. We get told that every day in practice that we need to get to 70 points. I think today we just moved the ball well, and we trusted each other, and we took the right shots. So it was good to get to 70 today.
Also, it was actually fun getting to 70. Coming into the game, I told my teammates, we gotta have fun while playing basketball, and while we have fun, then the score will look different. So, and we was able to get past 70 by having fun. So, yeah.
And I know they don't force a ton of turnovers, but for you to have only 6 tonight, with Epps out, and also just for Malik to kind of be able to, shooting aside, just kind of play the game that he did. Yeah, how encouraged are you by
I am encouraged by that. You know, when you don't turn the ball over, at least you give yourself a chance, whether it be a second shot, right? You got to get the thing on the glass, right? Get it on the glass. And they did do a really good job rebounding the ball. I think we're even on the glass, and that's something I think we got to continue to emphasize, in particular with our front court. And I thought Micah met the challenge today. My big guy here, how many rebounds you have? Yeah, we're going to have a conversation about that. He owes me a big steak from one of the best steak restaurants, because every time you don't get double-digit rebounds, he's got to buy us a nice steak, nice ribeye, right? Medium rare. So, it's definitely coming, Thomas. You know, no, it was. We put so much pressure on our defense, right? It's very hard to win in the 60s. Very, very hard. Like you got to get. You know, you look at some of the best teams in the country and look at the points they score. We're going to defend you, but we got to put the ball in the basket. And that was a heavy emphasis.
We're going to get the mic up to Marcus and then Ron.
Hey, Thomas, early on it seemed like you were establishing yourself that you weren't going to be pushed around. There was a couple times where I saw you very, very vocal. Have you gotten to the point where you're comfortable with expressing yourself to your opponent that this is not how we're going to play for 40 minutes?
I'll say a little bit, yeah, a little bit no. Because at the same time, I like expressing myself, but like not towards the opponent. You know, like I like expressing myself to my teammates, like you know, showing that you know I'm having fun on the court and I'm still a dog at the same time. So it's just you know I just try to keep my mentality you know like straight and just being able to put points on the board and help my team. And
as the season's going on, it seemed like you have been a versatile scorer. Today, once again, you showed from two levels that you could score in a myriad of ways. Just how have you proved with more experience in dealing with what defenses are throwing at you?
You know, I'll be working with Coach Johnson. You know, he's just helping me get reps in from the mid-range out to the three as well. So it's just like different things I can do to like help expand my game.
And for you, Coach, and I asked Coach Mott about this too, the job that you did on McCaffrey until the end. I know he got a couple at the end, but you really took them out of his rhythm. He's a 40% three-point shooter. Mm-hmm. What were some of the things that you did to take him out of his rhythm where for most of the game he was a non-factor?
Well, he's a really good cutter, right? And again, you know, the McCaffrey family is really close. The Cooleys and McCaffreys are very, very close. I had a great conversation with Connor and Patrick before. We had a great laugh. I mean, we saw the kids damn near born, right? So we have a lot of relationships there. But we try to keep a smaller, quicker guy on him. He back cuts. You can tell he's a system-type player with respect to motion. He cuts really well off the ball. They do a great job cutting off the ball. Coach does a great job with that. And it was really high alert or high attention to what he actually does, you know, because we felt Micah would do a good job on some of their primary scorers. He's a secondary scorer that gets shots off of some of their action.
We're going to go to Ron Bailey. If anyone on that side of the room wants a question, please raise your hand. We'll get the mic to you.
Coach, regarding your 70-point barometer, is that something that's a truism in basketball generally or just specific to this team?
I think that's a fair question, Ron. It's just a lot of teams get to 70 points. A lot. They really do. When you look around the country, I think the average is 71 for Division I basketball, right? You know, some of your elite offensive teams are in the 80s, like low 80s, right? And as we develop, as our men get older, right? And you can see a difference in the game when you have a senior and a freshman, and he plays well above a freshman level, but just the confidence, the poise, the understanding, the time and score. And then when you see some of your younger guys, you know, you can't Google experience. So I would say 70 is a great barometer if you're a decent defensive team, and I think we're a little bit better than decent on the defensive end. I think a little bit better. Not great, but I'll give our young men a lot of credit because we try, we think about it, we talk about it, and that's a major part of our DNA.
Thank you. Peavy, talk about number 11's pressure on the ball second half. He really made life hard for their 13.
Say it again, I'm sorry.
Talk about number 11, your guy number 11's pressure on the ball second half. He made life hard for number 13.
Yeah, I mean, we know what Curtis can do on the defensive end, and I feel like he stepped up to the challenge. Having Epps out today, Epps is one of our better defenders. So, yeah, hats off to Curtis. He showed what he can do and what we know he could do. He showed everybody. So.
Right.
We're going to go to Alan from the Hoya, and then we'll move to the back. I'm sorry I started on your name.
Thank you. Micah, this one's for you. When I interviewed Malik Mack for his player profile in the preseason, he said one of the players to look out for was going to be making a jump this season. He mentioned you. You've been great offensively for us this year. Can you speak to your work ethic, what really went into that in your development? And Coach and Thomas, you can join in on this one too.
Sure.
Really what I worked on this offseason was just my confidence. Yeah, I worked on my confidence, and then my coaches just letting me play the game, and then working with LaDante Hidden in the gym, just working on all assets of my three-point shot, my mid-range, my back to the basket, because that's one thing I never played until I got here. So yeah, I just worked on everything in my game, and I think it's showing. Thanks.
When we targeted him in the portal, right, I think he chose the right fit, right? And so when you try to target in recruitment, it doesn't always work. That's why you see people transfer for different reasons. But I thought it was the right fit at the right time for the type of players that we like. Physical, athletic, three-dimensional. He can shoot it, he can pass it, he can handle. Obviously, and I said this again, he's the best defensive player I've ever coached in my career. But he just needed an opportunity and somebody to breathe energy in his backpack, to tell him it's okay. Now, he'll throw that damn thing over the backboard every now and then, right? Every now and then. But anytime a coach can infuse energy and give young men confidence to let them know you believe in them, incredible things could happen, right? Incredible things could happen. So when we're talking to our men, we're going to make mistakes, but let's not dwell on it. Move on and understand that you're a great player. We have an incredible, incredible player in Peavy, and I still think the best is yet to come.
Coach? Oh, I'm sorry. Sir. Besides the two gentlemen sitting next to you up there on the podium, what was the message to the team in the final 5 minutes or so as Butler tried to make that run?
We talk about cherries. Cherries for us are 3 stops in a row. So we constantly talk about how many deflections we have. Are we being disruptive? Are we paying attention to detail? Who are the main guys? What are they trying to do? Let's follow the scouting report, right? And again, I think this group has done a really good job, for as young as we are, to follow the game plan. Even in some of the games we've lost, I think our game plan, as far as following it, is a credit to them. So we just talked about our energy, trust in one another, right? We're going to talk about we got to finish the game with free throws, which I don't think we did a great job of, right? We didn't do a great job of, so we got to continue to, get to the end of the game. Most games in high major basketball, well, I would say basketball overall, come down to that last 4-minute war, right? If you can win that last minute war, that last 4 minutes, you're probably going to end up winning the game. If you can win that, if it's a 1 or 2 possession game, and I thought today we won that last war, and that's why we won the game.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.